This video about electrolytes and why do we need electrolytes on ketogenic diet and not only ketogenic diet just to stay healthy. I was talking about already that the only way to burn accumulated fat it is to shift to the ketogenic diet and to use as a source of energy fat, mostly animal fat and maybe coconut oil. But then also your body will adapt to use accumulated fat as a source of energy and burn fat. So in few weeks of the transition to ketogenic diet from a standard American diet or from standard diet with a lot of carbohydrates, your body loses a significant amount of water. As water with electrolytes is processed through the kidney, it can then affect the electrolyte balance. Electrolyte supplements contain sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride. This is the main electrolytes what our body needs. So, as I said, while following ketogenic diet, people have to consume more electrolytes to prevent unpleasant symptoms like headache, muscle cramps, and fatigue. Sodium chloride is a table salt. It's very common, and so we consume this table salt and you use sodium chloride for cooking. And officially it is recommended 2.3 gram elementary sodium, but which is not enough at all. That's especially on ketogenic diet. The need of sodium increases to 5 gram or 12.7 gram of sodium chloride. So we can see here. So that's as I said, government recommends 2.3 gram. It is already dangerous zone. So with our body does not function properly, especially if it is hot an environment. In minimum, the very minimum recommended sodium intake, elementary sodium intake, 5 gram per day. It can be up to 8 gram per day elementary sodium, and 5 gram per day elementary sodium means up to 12.7 gram sodium chloride. So table salt per day, 12 gram recommended for the best function of our body. Even more is not dangerous because it's easily can be extracted by kidney. Potassium, along with sodium and chlorine, is one of the three elements that any person needs in large quantities. Okay, that's large. The potassium content in the human body is 220 to 150 gram in average. The highest content is inside the living cells, only 3 gram in extracellular fluids. So we need balance of sodium and potassium to keep our cells alive and function properly. So in particular, to function, sodium potassium pump to keep amount of water and electrolytes inside the cells. Potassium, again, a problem sometimes that people are a little bit afraid of potassium, and they buy supplements like potassium citrate, and again it is not enough, absolutely not enough, because we need, as I said, twice more potassium than sodium, and potassium chloride is the best source of the best supplement. And as potassium chloride, we need minimum 9 gram. It is the very minimum, but actually it is up to 20 gram of potassium chloride, 20 gram of potassium chloride a day, but absolutely not realistic to use as a source of potassium citrate, because we would need to consume 80 gram of this potassium citrate a day. It is too much again. It is, and also it is not good. But potassium chloride can be used during cooking, and it improves the quality of the food, and I like it so much. I always cooking, and I add twice more potassium chloride in comparison with sodium chloride, table salt. Okay, as I said, the very minimum of potassium chloride, it is 10 gram a day. The very minimum, actually, this is what recommended, but more is okay. More is okay. Up to 20 gram of potassium chloride would be not a problem at all. And the need of potassium increases with heavy physical and emotional stress, heavy sweating, and drinking much water in hot season. Again, it's we need a lot of potassium. Potassium very easy to remove from blood, and so always consider that we need twice more potassium than sodium. In standard diet, it is considered that source of potassium would be fruits and vegetables, and indeed it can help, but we have to remember that fruits and vegetables, they have not only electrolytes, they have also herbicides, pesticides, and so-called plant hormones, and then consumption of fruits and vegetables in large amount will create hormonal imbalance, and also autoimmune diseases, like also it's a problem with skin, and so it is not healthy at all nowadays eat uh, to eat fruits and vegetables. I personally avoid eating this not only carbohydrates but also fruits and vegetables, and feel myself much better because eating these fruits and vegetables. I got psoriasis, and now it is much better after I avoid eating fruits and vegetables. Okay, then again, for ketogenic diet, there is it's not allowed. I tried in the beginning. I tried to eat a lot of green salads, green leafy salads with some fat, with coconut oil, for example, and with salt, but it just didn't work. I lost a lot of muscle mass, and so there was cramps and muscle cramps. So I would not recommend to eat fruits and vegetables during the ketogenic diet and transition to ketogenic diet. Just avoid it. The best way is to follow carnivore diet, that is to eat animal products and animal fat, and also maybe coconut oil. In case of low level of potassium, it will cause symptoms including irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness and muscle cramping, glucose intolerance, extreme fatigue, constipation, nausea, and vomiting. It's very bad. And as I said, I used to have such problems when I moved to ketogenic diet, but I didn't understand that I have to avoid fruits and vegetables, and also I didn't use supplements of potassium, which I was thinking I will get enough from vegetables, from green vegetables, but it is not the case, absolutely not the case. Also, okay, then content of the potassium in food is shown here, but even if like pork and beef have enough ratio of potassium to sodium is good enough, it's healthy enough, but yet it is not a total consumption of these electrolytes. It would be not enough, not healthy. So we have to use supplements. Not only sodium chloride, but potassium, also source of potassium and source of magnesium. We will talk about magnesium later. For now, the only way you see that content of sodium always higher than potassium, but we need a ratio 2:1, twice more potassium than sodium. Then it is only can be done with supplements. People sell such kind of salt where it is a blend of sodium chloride and potassium chloride, but the ratio is not enough. It is only about 1:1 ratio, but we need 2:1. So I don't recommend to buy such salt. Instead buy table salt and buy sodium chloride and potassium, pardon, chloride, and then use it in ratio 2 to 1 or more. Magnesium, again, magnesium is very important, and the adult body contains about 20 grams of magnesium, and that's mostly in bones and in some in soft tissue, red blood cells, and serum. Serum, it is blood plasma. Magnesium, we need magnesium, absolutely need magnesium to keep calcium inside the body, and also magnesium improves digestion of calcium from food, and together with vitamin D. Vitamin D and magnesium absolutely important to absorb calcium from water, what we are drinking, and also from food. And if it's not necessary to consume, to supply calcium as a supplement, because we will get enough of calcium with water, with drinking water, and with food, but we need magnesium because mostly our food is magnesium deficient, and without magnesium we will get quite many problems, because magnesium regulates blood sugar. It allows reducing high blood pressure, and provides bone formation, improves bowel functions and bile excretion. So we absolutely need magnesium, and the low level of magnesium in the body can result in symptoms like very common, like very much like potassium, but it's more actually muscle spasms, heart palpitations, low blood pressure, sleep problems, muscle cramps, anxiety, headache, and nausea. And as I said in the beginning, I didn't know when I was changing to ketogenic diet myself, I didn't know that we need supplements of magnesium, and I had a lot of problems with this. But now, not any longer. So again, question is what kind of magnesium supplement to use. Personally, I use magnesium chloride hexahydrate. This is it's cheap, but also I use Epsom salt, so magnesium sulfate, and we need up to 3.4 or 4.2 gram of magnesium chloride hexahydrate, which is I take before bedtime, or magnesium sulfate I take at morning. Okay, then to summarize amount of electrolytes which we have to consume, this mostly for ketogenic diet, but actually it is for any diet recommended. But just again, as I not consume fruits and vegetables, instead I recommend to use mushrooms, and to use resistant starch such as potato starch and cassava starch as powder. As powder, it is not digested, but it is good source of food for our friendly bacteria in large intestine. So again, potassium chloride, we need more than 10 gram, up to 20 gram of potassium chloride. Don't think that it's very easy to extract from body, so it's too much there never will be too much, because in nature, some animals and even primates consume 10 times more potassium than sodium, and there is no problem at all. So it's again, if we recommended amount of table salt up to 12 gram, then it's 100 gram of potassium chloride can be consumed with no problem. Okay, sodium chloride, as I said, up to 12 gram, 12.7 gram of, sorry about, 12.7 gram sodium chloride, and magnesium chloride hexahydrate 3.3 gram, 4.2 gram. Again, more is not a problem, or Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate. Chloride is automatically we're getting enough, and chloride we need to produce gastric juice. Okay, then as you see, my recommendations are much different from official medical professionals, and I'm not a medical professional. I express my own opinion that this is just education, and so this my information cannot be considered as medical advice. But my experience shows me that yes, we need this electrolytes. We don't need fruits and vegetables at all nowadays, and that's following carnivore diet and carnivore diet and the ketogenic diet is the most healthy way to keep your body and healthy. And what else I have to add? It's if following carnivore diet, it's normally combined with so-called intermittent fasting, or one meal a day. One meal a day. So it's when normally I eat once a day, and then it is consumption of so many electrolytes during this one meal. It's maybe not a good idea. What I'm doing, what I recommend, to drink water with electrolytes. So prepare water, enough water, and dissolve this electrolytes in the water. Maybe add some citric acid or lemon juice to water, and drink it all day. Drink it so that you have to be not dehydrated. Also, we need a lot of water. Always you have to fill yourself with enough water, especially if it is some physical activity, or if you work in a gym, etc. Okay, then again, as I'm not medical professional, it's my recommendation is just for education purpose only, and I consider medical care as a business, and business to keep and to make and keep people sick, because this is a business, and the more sick people, the more money they spend on pharmacy and on medications, while I keep myself healthy. For 20 years, I was not getting even a flu, and then I feel much better especially with carnivore diet. And again, it's so much opposition, and my opinion again that if people follow standard diet or consume a lot of vegetables and fruits, the result would be that infertility. The result would be hormonal imbalance, and eventually much shorter lifespan. So again, I consider that we are developing, naturally developing to some two subspecies. One people, so people will be like infertile and living short if they follow standard diet and recommendations from medical professional, or otherwise if they try to follow carnivore diet, if it is possible again, because nowadays it is more and more getting more and more complicated to buy good food, and then yeah, then these people will live, I mean, with carnivore diet and other supplements, people are supposed to live much longer, and then eventually we will replace, not replace, but we will see depopulation, sharp reduction of population on this planet. We see it already, the problems with food shortages, and then again we live in very interesting times, and I believe that the only way to survive is to follow carnivore diet and ketogenic diet, and this electrolytes and resistant starch and mushrooms are important part of the diet, which can help us to survive. Okay, that's all. That's my opinion. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.